Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, John A. Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on Series 8, Episode 10 of Doctor Who, In the Forest of the Night. And I actually went into this episode really being, sort of excited by the, trailer for it and everything like that. And this episode didn't disappoint. I actually really enjoyed it. The thing that first and foremost struck my mind was it really kind of carried an aesthetic similar to that which you might find in, like, the first Doctor era. That's pretty much the feel I had for this entire episode. It felt like something, almost cherry-picked out of that era. This sort of, fantasy setting, the forest surrounded by trees and all this kind of stuff. It just felt very apropos to the first Doctor and that kind of, the kind of storytelling that you would get when it wasn't necessarily a historical piece and everything like that. And at least to me, this is what I was reminded of watching a lot of the old Hartnell episodes and such. This felt very reminiscent to that to me, and I like how there were fantasy elements. I mean, this main little girl wearing a red coat being chased by wolves, that kind of thing, Little Red Riding Hood, anyone, and seeing the world just overtaken by these trees. I mean, I'm somebody who admires nature and has always, I'd be off daydreaming during PE class looking at the trees and just thinking about the environment and stuff like that. So it spoke to those levels of me that I haven't really been in touch with since I was a kid. Speaking of kids, this episode was full of them, and when it comes to shows that usually have a whole bunch of kids involved in the story, I'll be honest, I usually can't stand it. I mean, when it comes to Star Trek, the original series, there are like 2 episodes where you just have kids all over the place, and I usually skip them. I just, it's on a rare occasion that I can sit through them and not be annoyed and just not want anything to do with it. And I actually had the opposite effect in this episode. I actually thought all the kids were really cool. They all had their sort of specialties that they brought to the episode. Of course, the one girl, I think her name is Ruby, who wasn't very imaginative to, basically that's her summarization, but she had some things to say that actually helped, and then the one kid who's getting stressed and he's like, I'm going to forget my anger management, that was actually pretty funny. But, of course, seeing the Doctor in this sort of precarious position of not quite knowing how to deal with everything, and Clara kind of challenging him, telling him, just leave, go save another planet, something like that. There's a very awkward scene, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant that the Doctor throws her words back at her, that this is my planet too, I walk this earth, I breathe that air, all that kind of stuff, that she threw back at him, episodes back now. I think it might have been Kill the Moon. And I thought that was very intriguing. And the fact that Missy, who we've seen in the last couple episodes, she's pinpointing Clara as being a perfect choice, whatever that means. And now she's surprised, air quotes, very flatly she says this. I don't exactly know what Missy's, plans were, exactly what she thought was going to happen. Maybe that the Doctor would walk away, maybe that there wouldn't be a connection between he and the Earth, that he would feel that connection, because maybe Clara's supposed to have been, chiding him off or something like that. I don't know exactly. But whatever the case, it was absolutely fantastic how it all turned out. The trees are here to protect us, and it's very much an environmental message. That's what they're here to do. That's what they've been doing since the dawn of time, even before humanity set foot on this planet, that kind of thing. And in the end, that sort of happy ending of the little girl finding her sister again, even though it was kind of like, huh? I was like, all right, well, everything else in the episode was kind of that way anyway. So I was happy with the happy ending. The preview for the next episode blew my mind. That's a whole other video. I'm going to be desperately waiting in anticipation to see where we go with this next upcoming episode. This, I guess it's going to be 2-part finale or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to see where we go from here. Love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode if you've seen it. And yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.